year is 1066. The Viking Age is coming to an end, though no one knows it yet. After nearly 3 centuries of brutal raids, the dominance of the Scandinavian warriors in Europe is starting to fade. But before it all ends, there is still one final, great battle, a clash that will ultimately close the chapter on the Viking era. And at the heart of it is Harold Hardrada, the King of Norway. A man who rose from a young warrior to a legendary leader, remembered as the last Viking. Harold Sigurdsson, later known as Hardrada, meaning hard ruler, was born in 1015 in Norway, a land of constant conflict and warriors. At just 15 years old, he fought in his first battle, the Battle of Stamford. This clash was one of the bloodiest in Norwegian history, and Harold fought alongside his brother, King Olaf II, who was killed in the battle. For the young Harold, it was a traumatic experience, but also the beginning of his path as a warrior. After the defeat at Stamford, Harold was forced to flee Norway. At just 15, he had to find a new way to survive, and he did so in the east. He entered the service of Prince Yaroslav the Wise in Kievan Rus, and later became one of the most renowned mercenaries in the Byzantine Empire, serving Byzantine emperors as the commander of the elite Varangian Guard, a group of northern warriors who protected the emperor and his palace. Harold's reputation began to grow. In Byzantium, Harold quickly proved himself as a skilled warrior and tactician. He commanded in battles across the Mediterranean and the Middle East, earning fame and wealth that only strengthened his position. He became a legend at the imperial court, and his name struck fear into the hearts of the empire's enemies. But even the life of a mercenary, serving the most powerful rulers, could not satisfy Harold's ambition. His ultimate goal was always clear: to return to Norway and reclaim the throne he had lost after the Battle of Stamford. In 1046, after years of wandering and warfare, Harold returned to Norway to claim the crown. He joined forces with Magnus the Good, the son of his brother Olaf, and after Magnus' death, Harold became the sole king of Norway. His reign was marked by toughness and ambition. As Harold Hardrada, meaning hard ruler, he enforced strict discipline across the kingdom, quelling rebellions and crushing opposition. He ruled Norway for 2 decades, leading numerous wars to maintain his power. But Harold's ambitions stretched far beyond Norway. In 1066, after the death of Edward the Confessor, the race for the English throne began. 3 contenders laid claim to the crown: Harold Godwinson, who had already taken the throne; William the Conqueror, preparing an invasion from Normandy; and Harold Hardrada, who believed his own claim was just as legitimate. As the heir to an old agreement with King Knut the Great, Harold believed the English throne should be his. In the autumn of 1066, Harold gathered his fleet and set sail for England. His army consisted of seasoned warriors who had fought under his command for years. Upon landing in England, Harold swiftly defeated the English forces at the Battle of Fulford, just days before his final confrontation. The Vikings triumphed, and Harold Hardrada seemed poised for yet another victory. On September 25, 1066, the decisive Battle of Stamford Bridge took place. Harold and his army had set up camp by the River Derwent, confident that the English king, Harold Godwinson, was still far to the south, preparing for William's invasion. But Harold Godwinson, moving with incredible speed, caught the Vikings off guard. The English army had marched nearly 300 kilometers in a matter of days, launching a surprise attack with full force. What was expected to be an easy triumph turned into a nightmare for Harold's army. The Vikings, caught by surprise and unprepared for battle, found themselves in a desperate situation. Many of them, including Harold, fought without full armor, as they had not expected a fight that day. Despite this, Harold Hardrada, the legendary warrior, refused to surrender. He led his men into battle with incredible courage and determination. The battle was fierce and brutal. The Vikings fought to their last breath, and legend has it that Harold personally killed many opponents before being struck down by an arrow to the throat. His death marked the end not only of his ambition for the English crown, but also the end of the Viking Age. After this defeat, the Vikings would never again launch a major invasion of England. The Battle of Stamford Bridge is remembered as the last great Viking battle. Though Harold Hardrada lost, his name lived on through the ages. He embodied the best and worst of Viking culture: courage, brutality, ambition, and ruthlessness. And his death closed a chapter in European history, opening a new era of Norman rule that would soon dominate England after the Battle of Hastings.